Namashri Yatirajaya Vivekananda Suraye Sajjit Sukhasvarupaya Swamine Tapaharine. Namaskar to all. We have come here for the Sunday lecture, weekly lecture, and except last Sunday, before that 2 Sundays we have conducted the discourse on the Stotras written by Swami Vivekananda. So today also we are going to see one of the stotra. Actually, this is the stotra also. At the same time, we can say these are kind of instructions given by Swami Vivekananda in the form of stotra, in the form of praise to Sri Ramakrishna, to the sincere spiritual seekers. There is one stotra called Shikshashtakam. It was composed by Bhagavan Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So Shiksha Ashtakam. In 8 shlokas, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has given the instructions to his devotees that how to perform the sadhana and how to reach the God, how we should lead the sincere spiritual life. So I feel Swamiji's these shlokas which he has written, those are also equally important in the fold of Sri Ramakrishna Vivekananda Bhavadhara. We must be able to think about it. It is, what I can say, the necessity of spiritual seeker to get the proper guidance. Each and every avatara, they are having a different bhavas, attitudes. If we see in the Bhagavan Sri Ramachandra's avatara, there is the dominance of Shanta Bhava. Bhagavan Sri Ramachandra is everywhere calm and quiet, but at the same time, he is equally brave. He is very much engaged into removing the obstacles in the lives of his devotees. In the Krishna avatara, we can see the dominance of buddhi. Sri Krishna is handling each and every incident, each and every situation with his extraordinary intellect. Rather, it is divine intellect, we can say. So, in Sri Ramakrishna avatara, then what is the dominating factor? That is the matter of discussion here. So, actually, these few shlokas we found in a letter written by Swami Vivekananda to his brother disciples. It is written extraordinarily. The beginning of that stotra or prashasti, we can call, generally these shlokas are known as Sri Ramakrishna prashasti. Prashasti means praise, stuti. So it is the praise written for the sake of Sri Ramakrishna. And that too, he is opening his heart, Swamiji opening his heart to his brother disciples. The first shloka goes like this. Kurmastaraka charvanam tribhuvanam utpatayamo balat. Kim bhona vijanasi asman Ramakrishna dvasavayam. We shall crush the stars to atoms and unhinge the universe. Don't you know who we are? We are the servants of Sri Ramakrishna. If we see the background of this, if this is little historical and social background of the then period, we were a slave country. The whole religion was almost in the tamas. It was completely merged into the tamasic way of thinking. We were Shakti Vihin. Swamiji has moved length and breadth of India. Of course, he moved the length and breadth of this world also. But when he was moving all over India, it was the matter of his thinking. It was the subject of his thinking that why there is so much degradation of my society, of my religion, of my nation has happened. No other race on the planet with such a wonderful ideas and wisdom will face this kind of degradation. But it is happening with my society, it is happening with my country. Why? That was the subject of his contemplation. So with this bleeding heart, when Vivekananda was moving all over the India, he could find we have become the Shakti Vihina. We have become powerless. We have lost the confidence. Though we are having such a wonderful culture and we are having the life-giving principles as our foundation of our religion, still we are unable to understand them. We have ignored them actually. And the circumstances were like that, that we have been told continuously that these principles are not but life-giving. These are the life-taking principles. You are away from the actual progress. You are away from the actual prosperity. So such kind of agenda or such kind of propaganda was been forced on our society through education, through some other ways also. So, and that was happening for a long time. And when the Britishers came, that time it reached its peak. So, when he has witnessed this situation all over the country, he felt that we have become the Shakti Vihina. So, there is a necessity to pour the confidence, to pour the strength in our society. That was the one and the only goal. You may realize the God, but what is the use, what is the benefit to the others? These great people, these saintly people, these incarnations, they take the experiences and they share it to the society. They share it to the masses. That is their greatness. They won't go alone enjoy the bliss and leave the planet. It won't happen with them. So Swamiji was one among them. So Swamiji is writing to his brother disciple, why are you thinking so much low? Why we should think ourselves as a sinner? Why we think ourselves as a slaves? Don't you have the belief on the experiences which are given by your own Guru, that is Bhagwan Sri Ramakrishna? Have you not seen that God-oriented life with your own eyes? Because continuously in the society there were the tells that there is no proof for the Indian philosophy. Indian myth, yes, our itihasa has termed as a mythology. So that much degradation was happening. And obviously now it is whose responsibility to take out the society from that delusion, from that kind of degradation. It is the responsibility of spiritually realized souls. That was there with him. They were there with Swami Vivekananda. And who were they? They were the children of Sri Ramakrishna, whom Sri Ramakrishna initiated into spiritual practices. And up to some extent, he has shown them the spiritual truth with the very naked eyes. So, Sri Vivekananda is asking this question to his brother disciples. Why we should feel low? Why we should always be without confidence? It is our duty to uplift the society, and for that we should stand up with the confidence. Why? Because don't you think that we are the servants of Sri Ramakrishna? Has Ramakrishna given those spiritual experiences for us only to enjoy the bliss individually? No, it should not be like that. It is having the higher purpose. Try to understand this, which Swami Vivekananda has understood. And now he is conveying this to his brother disciples. So he says, why we shall crush the stars to atoms. We keep on thinking about the stars, moon and nakshatras and all these things. Up to some extent, definitely it works in the life. That is our Indian, what can I say, a branch of knowledge, vidya. But it is not that all the time we have to continuously dependent on this. That is not the worth. Somewhere you have to believe on your own will, your own willpower, your own existence. And then after that, further, you can believe on the stars, nakshatras and all these things. And while believing that also, don't forget that there is a power which is controlling all these things. It is not this nakshatras and stars, they are not the only dictators of your life. Beyond that, there is a power which is controlling the star, moon, sun, etc. You take the shelter at the feet of that power. That is what Swami Vivekananda is suggesting. And Swami Vivekananda says very vigorously that that power had been incarnated in the form of Sri Ramakrishna. That is his conviction. Next shloka goes like this. Kshinasma dinaha sakaruna jalpanti mudhajana nastikyan tvidantu ahaha dehatma vadaturaha praptasma vira gatabhaya abhayam pratishtham yada astikyan tvidantu chinuma Ramakrishna dasavayam. We are low, we are poor. Kshinasma dinaha. Who is the kshina? Who is the dina? That there is a big question upon this. Dina, generally we say, one who has no wealth. Poor person, nirdhana. He is not having any wealth. He is anath, he is an orphan. No one is there to look after him. That kind of mindset, that is the dinata. Always engaged in the very, very poor way of thinking, poor way of leading the life, and not trying to come out of it. Dinaha. Kshinaha means shaktihinaha. Those who are powerless. There is no power within. There is no strength within. There is no one to look after. So such we are. Sakarunaha. What people should show the compassion to us. Then only we will be able to lead the life. That is the dependency. That is the sign of slavery. Who leads the life on the compassion of others? They are the slaves. They are the slaves. Otherwise, all creatures, they are having the awareness that yes, we have come on this planet and we have to lead the life. If we see the lower creatures also, lower beings also, let it be the cat, dog or any other animals and all, they grow on their own. The life might be the instinctive for them. There is not so much of thinking behind that. But if tomorrow, suppose there is a dog in your house and you leave it to the unknown place, definitely dogs are very, honest and all, and they come back to you, that is a different. But still, if you leave it to the unknown place, it won't die. It find out its own way of life. Yes, you have thrown him out, you have left it, but it does not mean it should stop living the life. It never happens. It goes to its own way, it finds its own food, it finds its own shelter, and it continues to live. So, this is the inherent power, inherent capacity given by nature to you. But as a human beings, though we are having the evolved mindset, even then also, we go in this kind of lower thinking. That is the experience. Kshinasma dinaha sakruna jalpanti mudhajana. Swami Vivekananda gives very fiery statement here. He says, who thinks this? Who is the victim of this kind of thinking? They are the jalpanti mudhajana. Jalpanti, jalpa means vada. Jalpa means debate. Keep on telling the same thing. Keep on repeating the same thing without any foundation. Keep on establishing the same argument. So, this jalpanti mudhajana, who they are the foolish people. The foolish people keep on telling like this, oh no, we are poor, we are low, no one is there to look after us. So, Vivekananda says, shake it away from your mind, throw it away. Further he says, nastikyan tvidantu ahaha dehatmavadaaturaha. Oh my dear brother, what it is? This is nothing but the nastikya. Outwardly, we think we are the devotee of God. Yes, you are the devotee of God. You are a devotee of Krishna, you are a devotee of Rama, you are a devotee of Sri Ramakrishna, you are the devotee of Mother Parashakti. It does not mean that you should keep on going in this kind of low thinking. You are Dina, you are a Kshina in front of that power, but not in front of others. The people like to exhibit their sorrow. They enjoy the exhibition of sorrow. Yes, there is a sorrow. There is a suffering in the life. In whose life the suffering is not there? Everyone's life, there was a suffering in the life of Sri Ramachandra. The God incarnated himself. There was a suffering, there was a dukkha in the life of Sri Ramakrishna. If we read the Holy Mother's life, you can see that each and every moment, every step, Mother is facing the consequences. But they were not crying for that. They were not crying for that. So crying is not the solution for this. What is the solution? We have to bring the higher thoughts. So, nastikan tudantu ahaha dehatma vadatra. Why it is happening, Swamiji is giving the very wonderful answer here. Because we are thinking we are this body-mind complex. We are giving so much importance to this body and mind. We are not bothering the life flowing in through this mechanism. We are not bothered about it. We are not bothered about the consciousness. We are not bothered about our real nature. But we are bothered about our illusory nature. That is the body and mind. This body is there, this mind is there, and little bit goes here and there against of it. Then we face the sorrow. We are in the dukkha. In the scriptures it is clearly told. Sukha dukkha bhogayatanam shariram. What is the sharira? What is the body? It is the only instrument to go through sukha, pleasure, and pain. That is dukkha. That is the only instrument. How, and then it is a further, we can say, topic, that the jiva collects the karma through his past desires and all this thing. And that collection of karma remains on his back as a collection. And through that karma sanchaya, we face the consequences. Whether sukha comes or dukkha comes according to the nature of the karma which we have done in the past. So that is the different topic, of course. So we are keep on thinking that we are this body and mind. I am this body and mind. So this body and mind, there is a little bit, we get very much happy, annoyed if there is a pain to this body mind, and we are so happy if we are pleased, we could please this body and mind. Beyond that, there is something else that we have left of thinking about it. So this is nothing but what? Nastikya. In Bharatiya Darshana Shastra, there was the Nastikya Darshana also, who won't believe the life hereafter. They are generally called the Nastikas. So their statements are like that. Their foundation is like this, that Runam kritva yavat jivet sukham jivet. Runam kritva ghritam pibet. Bhasmi bhutasya dehasya punaragamanam kutaha. So far you are leading the life, lead happily. Runam kritva ghritam pibet. You take the loan, you take the debt, but enjoy the life. Because once your body is burned, once it is turned into the ashes, where is the punarjanma? That is what their way of thinking. It is a way of thinking in the society. So they are this dehatma vadaturaha. They are very much engrossed in this kind of thinking. And the people who are, one side there are the people who are highly materialistic, who want to enjoy the life. And other side, there are the people who are suffering the life, who are going through the enormous sufferings. That no, I am so poor, I am so downtrodden, I am so ignored, I am neglected, I am destitute. So this kind of thinking, Swamiji says these are also the Nastikas, because they are not believing in the existence of God. They are not believing the life hereafter. Because if there is a belief that if we can believe that life hereafter is there, we will work for it. We will work for it. Today we are collecting so many things, keeping it ready for the sake of what? For the sake of tomorrow. So today is getting over. We are sitting at this dusk here. So, but we are thinking, yes, there is a milk. Tomorrow there is a milk, or milk is there in the fridge or not. There are the vegetables are there or not. There are the sufficient fuel is there in our house or not. Because tomorrow we have to cook. Tomorrow we have to go for the further practices. So here that is the thing. But one thinks, no, I want to think for the sake of now. Only I will enjoy the life. Now this moment I got the 100 rupees, why should I take the vegetables to my house? I will enjoy this 100 rupees going to some chat corner or etc. So this way of life, they are called the Dehatma Vadaturaha. They are engaged into just pleasing their body and mind. Then what is the way out of it? he says, Praptasma vira gatabhaya abhayam pratishtham yada astikyan tudantu chinuma Ramakrishna dasavayam. But, oh dear one, we are the Sri Ramakrishna's dasas. We are the servants of Sri Ramakrishna. Sri Ramakrishna, through his very life, he has shown us there is a God, there is a higher goal in the life, and we should be behind it. We should go in the search of that higher goal. That is what Sri Ramakrishna has shown in his life. His tremendous grace, his incredible compassion was flowing for the sake of jivas, for the sake of suffering beings. So we are the servants of Sri Ramakrishna. Praptasma vira gatabhaya abhayam pratishtham yada. So, why to fear? We have attained the state beyond fear. We shall have no more fear and become heroes. How? This indeed is theism, which we, the servants of Sri Ramakrishna, will choose. Now, we have to be the heroes. We have to show that astika buddhi. That astika buddhi, what is that astika buddhi? Yes, there is a God, and our life is a God-oriented life. And while this God-oriented life, when we are leading, we are working for the suffering of other beings also. That is, we have the feelings. We are not the dry people who are just keep on discussing about the God, but not practicing in the life. By the grace of Sri Ramakrishna, or seeing the life of Sri Ramakrishna, we have attained that stage. We have come to this conclusion. Yes, this blissful divine experience can be distributed among the masses. If they may not realize the God, but while discussing these principles, while explaining these principles, definitely their worldly sufferings are going to reduce. So that is the astikya buddhi, and that is the speciality of Swami Vivekananda. He goes further and he says, one who believes on himself, I call him the atheist. I call him the theist. And one who won't believe on himself, he is an atheist. Swamiji is very clear about it. One who believes on himself, one who believes on his mechanism, one who is having the self-confidence that yes, he can do something better in this life, he can evolve in this life, and he can help others to evolve also. That is the secret of Swamiji's teaching. So, that is the strong point in the Swamiji's philosophy, ideology. Swamiji continuously, he is giving this message to his people so that they can come out of this darkness. This astikya buddhi is very much required for the spiritual seeker. That self-confidence, that self-belief, belief in God as well as belief in the self. If there is a belief in the self, definitely you will be able to believe the God. But if you are not able to believe yourself, how it is possible to believe somewhere else? It is not possible. That is the clear logic. We can see the incidents throughout our history, throughout our Puranas. What was the age of Prahlada? As a devotee of Bhagavan Narayana, he was the son of an asura. The father, his own father, become his enemy. He was pulling him down everywhere, not allowing him to devote his life to the God. Everywhere he is torturing. So even through all those circumstances, Prahlada grew. Prahlada never lost his confidence. What kind of consequences he has faced other? If we see, he had been thrown into the boiling oil. He had been thrown from the top of the hill. He was given under the feet of that elephant. So like that, so many consequences, so many situations Prahlada continuously he was facing. But he never lost the confidence. He never lost that devotion towards the God. Because he was continuously believing that he is there. So once he is there, once he is my protector, why I should feel poor? Why should I feel low? That's why he was a hina, he was a dina, he was a kshina in front of Lord alone. Not even in front of his father, who was a ferocious demon. So this we need to understand. This astikya buddhi, when Dhruva asked his mother, that mother, which is that place from where no one can remove me. I want to attain that status. I don't want this small, because he was very vehemently was insulted by his stepmother. So his mother says to Dhruva that Dhruva, this will only if you follow the path of devotion, only you get the blessings of Narayana, you can get such position. And Dhruva goes into the jungle and he spends his time in the tapasya. What was the inspiration? Only mother's word and his self-confidence. He believed his mother's words. That stuff, the stuff which was inside him was so pure, he could believe his mother's words. And then further Narad Rishi came, etc., etc. But see, you need a lot of conviction and strength to take any step towards the higher goal. Prahlada, that's what the name itself is a the meaning of that name, that Prahlada, that meaning itself is a Paramananda. He is continuously in the bliss. He is continuously in the thinking of Narayana. He is not thinking, he is not the Dehatmavadi. He is not bothered about the existence, his existence through this body and mind. Because he knew that his existence is something higher. He has born to see Narayana. He has born to dedicate his own life to the Narayana's fate. So this in all the spiritual seekers' life, we could see this kind of transformations. Once we change our belief, once we shift to the self-confidence, our sadhana brings a different color, a different flavor to the life. The evolution happens very quickly. Swamiji, another example of Swamiji's, Swamiji's favorite example for this self-confidence and what I can say, Shraddha, that is Nachiketa. The story of Kathopanishad, all of us we know. All of us we know, we have heard here and there about the Kathopanishad. The whole story is around the small boy called Nachiketa and the great god, that is Yamadharma, the god of death. Swamiji was very fond of this sloka. Nachiketa thinks, when his father says, annoyingly he says to Nachiketa that go, I have given you to the Yamadharma. Means what? You go and die. Generally, many times we tell our children or someone, hey, go and die, get out from here. So very annoyingly we say, but actually we are not meaning that they should die and all this thing. It is not so. But in the Nachiketa, he took this sentence very seriously. Because behind that, his father was conducting some mischievous acts, which was not actually, what can I say, so good for his journey hereafter. So Nachiketa became introvert. And he said, okay, no, anyhow, my father has told me to go to the Yamadharma. Means what? To embrace the death. So I will go. And this Nachiketa goes to Yamapuri. While going there, he is thinking, Bahuna memi prathamo, bahuna memi madhyamaha, kim svid yamasya kartavyam, yan mayadya karishati. What is the purpose? Why my father has thought like that? And what is the hidden behind this incident, this situation, that I have to come at the door of this god of death. I have to come at the doorsteps of this Yamadharma. What is that? Because I have not done so much wrong. I am the common person. Bahuna memi prathamo. Among some people, I am the superior one. Among some people, I am the mediocre. I may not be the great student, but that it does not mean I am the illiterate also. I am the lethargic also. Some stuff is there in me, but even then, I had been asked to go to the Yamadharma. So that question, that mind, Swamiji used to praise a lot. In his Jnana Yoga lecture, Swamiji speaks elaborately about this mindset. So that was Swamiji's expectation from the spiritual seekers, especially those people who are thinking Sri Ramakrishna as their spiritual ideal. Another, this one here, the very important word, very important phrase here is that praptasma vira gatabhaya abhayam pratishthameda. When we have established into the fearlessness, another quality of a spiritual seeker, abhayam. Bhagwan Sri Krishna in the 16th chapter of Gita, the first sloka, Daivasura Sampatti Vibhagaha. So, their first sloka itself, Bhagwan says, Abhayam Sattva Samshuddhim. The first word, the first quality Bhagwan is mentioning for the spiritual seeker, the spiritual seeker must have that quality. What is that? That is the Abhayam. Who is scared? Those who are weak, they are scared. When we feel ourselves as a weak, we are scared of something. But when we think that ourselves we are the strong, when we follow the strength, when we follow the power, that time we are no more afraid of anything. And the Ramakrishna Dasavayam. So once we have established into this fearlessness, then what is the thing? What is the problem here? We have to go further. We have to walk further. There should not be fearlessness. It is out of self-love. Self-love, it does not mean, again, as we have discussed earlier, that I am loving too much to this my body and mind. No, that love towards that consciousness, that love towards that Atman, which is nothing but the, what you can say now, with various philosophies are there. Some, you can take that Atman as a amsha of Bhagwan, or you can take it Atman as a Lord himself, whatever it may be. But that Atman, that consciousness, that Chaitanya, if we are the amsha of that Supreme God, then what is the fear? Who can destroy us? No one can destroy us. We are carrying his amsha in us, and we are afraid that someone is going to destroy me. And that emotion, that way of thinking is bringing that continuous weakness to this mind. So Swami says, throw away that weakness, throw away this self-hatred, throw it away, and get immersed in the thinking that we can do anything and everything because we are the servants of Sri Ramakrishna. Pitva pitva paramamritam vita samsara ragaha hitva hitva sakala kalaha prapinim swartha siddhim dhyatva dhyatva guru varapadam sarva kalyana rupam natva natva sakala bhuvanam patu mamantrayamaha. Giving up the attachment for the world and drinking constantly the supreme nectar of immortality, forever discarding that self-seeking spirit which is the mother of all dissension, and ever meditating on the blessed feet of our Guru, which are the embodiment of all well-being. With repeated salutations, we invite the whole world to participate in drinking the nectar. Here, Swamiji speaks about the concept of immortality. As we know, all Upanishads, what we call the Vedanta, they are full of this concept. And Swamiji was the spiritual leader who wanted to bring this old wisdom back to this society. That Vedanta has been taken to the forest due to the unfavorable circumstances. Swamiji was the person, he was the spiritual leader or incarnation, we can say. He brought again that Vedanta to the society. He wanted to spread that nectar all over the society, through over the mankind. That was his aim. This concept of Amrutatva, this concept of immortality, it is the beauty of our Upanishads. And Swamiji has preached this beauty, preached this teaching all over the world. You just imagine, if we see the way of thinking of Semitic religions, their foundation itself is the sin. There is a concept of original sin with them. They keep on thinking. They cannot come out of that way of thinking. They keep on thinking that the original sin is the cause of this world, it's cause of this creation. So, especially we came into the existence because of that original sin. Now I will not go in the detail of it, but so sin is the foundation of those religions. Whereas in our country, in our society, in our religion, the conception, the foundation of our spirituality is the amritatva, immortality, nectarine immortality. That is what, that the concept, that is the basic difference between the Semitic religions and Indian religions. So these our rishis, they are continuously engaged in searching the truth of life with various methods, through meditation, through some rituals, through so many karmic practices and all. So when they are following those paths, and suddenly one day when they realize what was their way of telling to the people, Vedahametam Purusham Mahantam, Adityavarnam Tamasah Parastha. See the language itself. I have come to know about the Purusha, Purusham Mahantam, which is the endless. It is what can I say? There is it is a asim. There is no end of it. There is no limit of it. It is a limitless. I have come to know about such a principles. Adityavarnam Tamasah Parasat. No, Adityavarnam is enlightened being, Tamasah Parasat, and which is the destroyer of this darkness. See, the wisdom itself shows what kind of ancestors we had. Tameva viditva atimrutyumeti nanyah pantha vidyate yanaya. Any living creature, any living being, after when he has birth, he has death. And along with, and the whole life he carries the fear of death. Fear of death. Our people, our ancestors, they are telling, Are, throw away that fear of death. There is a path to overcome this death. You will go back to your real nature if you follow this path. And that is the only way to overcome the death. The greatest fear in this world, what is that? That is the death. Even the Alexander, Hitler, whomever, what all powerful, all what can I say, people of tremendous strength, they are afraid of this, or the fear of death. So our rishis are telling, no, you have to come out of it. You can overcome on this fear of death. You can overcome the death. How? If you follow this path of wisdom, path of realization. Indriyanam pruthak bhavam udayaha tamasau chayata pruthak utpadyamananam matva dhiruna shochati. It is again the statement of Kathopanishad. These indriyas, they means we are born again and again. We are born, we are going to die. While leading this life also, these indriyas, when many times they show their presence, they show their activeness when we are awake. But when we are sleeping, they go to the laya. They are also at rest. So understand this, our nature, and pruthak utpadyamananam matva dhirona shochati. So thinking this, understanding this nature of your body and mind, what they say, dhiraha, those who are seeking for the higher goal, those who want to go for the higher wisdom, those who are willing to go for the realization, they won't get disturbed. They remain unperturbed. So Vivekananda wanted to spread this type of knowledge among the society. This knowledge has to reach each and every individual. That is the only way to pour the self-confidence in the mankind. Pitva parama amritam vita samsara ragaha. How long we are going to clinging to this samsara? How long we are going to keep on getting continuously disturbed, perturbed by these consequences? How long these situations will rule us, and why they should rule us when we are having the higher nature? So somewhere we have to create this detachment towards this samsara, this the cycle of birth and death, and we have to grow beyond that. Parama Amrutam Pitva Pitva, because when we drink this nectar, after drinking this nectar, definitely we develop the detachment towards this samsara. Hitva Hitva Sakala Kalaha Prapinim Swartha Siddhim. What is the root cause of this suffering again? Why we feel continuously we feel attached, we are involved, we are engaged with this samsara, with this cycle of birth and death. What is that? Because we are selfish. The selfishness is the quality which is the outcome of this fear. And this selfishness, because of this selfish nature, we are too much engaged into this samsara. So, if we want to overcome on this, what we have to do? We have to drink the nectar of this amrutatva, that is the immortality. How it will happen? Will it happen just like that? No. It will happen. There is some procedure for that. What to do then? Dhyatva dhyatva guruvar padam sarva kalyana rupam natva natva sakala bhunam patva mantrayamaha. So Vivekananda looks at Sri Ramakrishna with such a high esteem. He says, if once we meditate on the feet of Guru, once we meditate on the feet of Sri Ramakrishna, definitely we will overcome this kind of lower thinking. It is possible to develop that detachment. It is possible to grow spiritually, to move forward towards the higher goal. It is possible. How? If we are contemplating on the feet of Guru. Ajnana timirandhasya jnananjana shalakaya chakshurun militayena tasmai Sri Guruve nama. This ajnana, this delusion can go. When it goes, if we get the grace of Sri Guru, that gracious glance of the Gurudev, if it happens, and all that power is there in Sri Ramakrishna. Gu shabdaha andhakarasya nidarshakaha. Gu word, the later gu, is the andhakara. Ru, tasya nivartakaha. One who removes that andhakara. Who is that? He is the Guru. So he is the embodiment of spiritual truth. So if you contemplate on the feet of that Guru, or the principle, the Guru as a principle, definitely you will overcome on this lower way of thinking. For that, what Swamiji said, Natva Natva Sakala Bhunam Patu Amantrayamaha. Swamiji is telling, we are inviting you, we are inviting the whole mankind to understand this, to take this experience, to enjoy this bliss. Please come here, follow this way of devotion, dedicate yourself to the feet of Guru, and be the be the pioneer for that amrutatva. Next sloka goes like this: Praptam yadvai tvanadinidhanam vedodadhim mathitva dattam yasya prakarane harihara brahmadi devair balam purnai yattu pranasaraihi bhauma narayananam Ramakrishnastanum dhatte tat purna patramidam bhoho. The nectar which has been obtained by the churning the infinite ocean of the Vedas, into which Brahma, Vishnu, Shiva and the other gods have poured their strength, which is charged with the life of avatars. Sri Ramakrishna holds that nectar in his person in its fullest measure. Now, who is Sri Ramakrishna? Why Swamiji is telling so much about him? Swami Vivekananda, as we have discussed in the earlier lectures also, he was not an ordinary person. He was the great student of philosophy, full of passion. So, such person turns he turns as an ascetic. He leaves his home and hearth for the sake of realization. Through the influence of Sri Ramakrishna, personality of Sri Ramakrishna. So, Swamiji is continuously, deliberately telling about Sri Ramakrishna's personality. Very rarely he has spoken, of course. Praptam yadvai tanatvanadhinidhanam vedodadhim mathitva dattam yasya prakarane harihara brahmadi devairbalam the nectar which has been obtained by churning the infinite ocean of the Vedas. The Vedas are the greatest, what you can say, principles of Indian spirituality. Through that, the churning of Vedas, the essence has come out. What is that essence? That essence has been come out in the form of Sri Ramakrishna. Purnam yattu pranasaraihi bhauma narayananam Ramakrishna stanum dhatte tat purna patram idam bhoho. He is comparing Sri Ramakrishna with that vessel, with that pitcher. What is that pitcher? That after churning the Veda Samudra, after churning the ocean of Vedas, after churning those principles, whatever the essence has come, that essence has been brought together into this vessel, that is Sri Ramakrishna. What is the further speciality with that? Harihara Brahmadi Deva Bilam. In that, the Hari, Hara, Brahma, all this Brahma, Vishnu, Mahesha, and even the other gods, they have poured their strength. Such is the importance of Sri Ramakrishna's avatara. And this Purna Patra, now we are holding in front of you. Please come and taste this divine nectar and be blessed. That is what Swamiji wanted to tell us. While explaining Sri Ramakrishna, there is a beautiful comment I came across through, that this comment is given by Aurobindo, Rishi Aurobindo. Sri Aurobindo says, what is Sri Ramakrishna? God manifest in a human being, but behind there is a God in his infinite personality. So, just imagine, what is Sri Ramakrishna? God manifest in a human being, and behind there is a God in his infinite personality. So, Sri Ramakrishna is nothing but the embodiment of that infinity, that embodiment of that divinity, bliss. And further, he mentions about Swami Vivekananda also. That shows the relation between Swami Vivekananda and Sri Ramakrishna. And what was Vivekananda? A radiant glance from the eye of Shiva. But behind him is the divine gaze from which he came, and Shiva himself, and Brahma, and Vishnu, and Om, all exceeding. What does it mean? This is mean that these are the Ramakrishna and Vivekananda, they are not only the ordinary personalities. These are the principles. They incarnated for the sake of the betterment of this humanity. Swami Vivekananda has written the Pranama Mantra to Sri Ramakrishna, Sthapakaya cha dharmasya. See, Bhagwan has told in the Gita, Yada yada hi dharmasya glanir bhavati bharata. So Bhagwan will come again and again. Whenever there is a glani to this dharma, he has committed to Arjuna, he has committed to his devotees. Whenever there is a glani to this dharma, he will incarnate. And he incarnated in the form of Sri Ramakrishna. Not only he incarnated alone, but he brought his companion like Vivekananda. Someone has to be there to show this great incarnation's life story, to interpret his life and teachings. So Vivekananda was that. So another explanation about Swami Sri Ramakrishna Vivekananda gives that Shakti Samudra Samutta Taranga. So why there, as we have discussed in the beginning of the lecture, we were continuously engaged into the lower thinking. We are continuously engaged in the thinking that we are the poor, we are the slaves, we are the orphans, no one is there to take care of us. Through that thinking, we have led the lives years together, rather centuries together. And Swami Vivekananda comes and he says, no, we are the children of immortal bliss. What actually Sri Ramakrishna through Ramakrishna's life and teachings, these direct disciples, they have understood the truth behind this life, and they started spreading all over the society. What exactly happened through the incarnation of Sri Ramakrishna? Sri Ramakrishna has worshipped the Mother Kali. It is not the symbolic way and all this thing. It is the fact. We have ignored the Shakti. We have never given importance to the Shakti. And Sri Ramakrishna has shown through his karma, through his action, that because of that we are suffering all these complexes. So Shakti has to be worshipped. Shakti has to be brought. You may tell that no, I am the great bhakta of such and such God. I will lead my life with the devotion. Or someone will say no, I like the Jnana Marga. I will go away from this society. I will go into the forest and I will spend my time in the meditation on the Brahman and all these things. Yes, definitely it will happen. But to happen that, you need the Shakti. You need some support. You need some energy. And that energy has been worshipped by Sri Ramakrishna. He has shown, you follow any way of life, it does not matter. But at the same time, you have to worship the Shakti. You have to give the respect which she deserves. So that's why Sri Ramakrishna himself, while we were explaining, Vivekananda says, Shakti Samudra Samutta Taranga. That is how he looked at Sri Ramakrishna. Sri Ramakrishna is not an ordinary being. That Shakti Samudra, just think that the ocean of energy, ocean of power, ocean of strength, and Sri Ramakrishna is nothing but a mighty wave arose on that ocean of power, on the ocean of strength. That is the actual nature of Sri Ramakrishna. So, that is what Vivekananda wanted to convey to his brother disciples. So, my dear brothers, Sri Ramakrishna is not any ordinary being. Through him, we have got the nectarine experiences, and now it is our duty, with full strength and power, we must be able to spread those experiences through all over the society. Sri Ramakrishna's another gift to the mankind. Always we were thinking that how to follow the religion, how to follow this one. Sri Ramakrishna has given very simple way. Realize the God. Definitely God realization is the only aim of life. And you can realize it through the seva. See the God in all the creatures. Worship the God in all the creatures. Saying this, he has simplified the religion. He has simplified the path to reach the highest goal. So this was the short meaning which I have understood through my tiny intellect. Thank you so much for listening quietly. And here we are going to end today's discourse. Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Tat Sat Sri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu.